And we are live,
I
coming
wonder if
at
it can
you
pick up my mouse and
from the
keyboard.
usual. Man, I thought we were going to have a
Maybe.
nice running start this time. I had a cool entrance planned. And do you hear him? I can hear him. He's screwing around
I feel
with his
like.
settings in the background.
Hold on. That's disrespectful, first and
I'm
foremost.
I'm coming out the gate swinging this time.
That's not surprising.
We had a whole 2 minutes of prep time before
We
we
did
clicked
not even
record.
plan anything out. We never have anything planned, and you know that.
I know. What I'm
Yeah,
saying is we tested it. Now
we
look at I
did.
hear you clicking again. What are you clicking for?
Don't worry about it. I'm doing important things.
Uh-huh, yeah. You know what his important things are?
What?
Guess. I'd like you to guess. I'm gonna
I'd,
put the
I'd also
poll.
like you to
The
guess, because
poll
now I'm
after this is
curious.
what are Isaiah Lamb's important things
Why
that
are
he
you
has
putting
to
my
do.
government name out there? What the heck?
Well, we've heard you as both on here, so
Yeah, but
really
Lamb could have just been a pseudonym. They don't
okay,
know.
fine. We'll take that part again. How about that? We'll run
Yeah,
it back.
rewind.
No. I never re-record.
No, it's like we have the VHS and we have to spin it to rewind the tape.
You say that like you've ever used a VHS in your
You know we're
life.
like only a year apart, right?
You millennial. No, you Gen. Whatever comes after me.
We're both the same. We're both in the same thing. We're both
Nah,
Gen
man,
Z.
you're
Yeah.
a little baby. You're a little
Aren't
baby
you aren't you
boy.
only
I'm a
26?
full on adult.
I'm 25.
I'm like a generation above you.
You know who was the last year for millennials?
2000
No. I believe
and
Jacob would
zero,
be.
huh?
I believe your Jacob would be. Your brother.
Oh, my older brother.
Yeah. What year was he born?
Ah,
I actually don't put that on the air. Uh but
he
yeah, I
doesn't
believe
know. Maybe one day we'll
95.
have him on the podcast. He's a musician.
Oh. He's a physician or a
A
musician?
musician. A Japanese
Ah.
musician by blood.
By blood? Oh, does that make you Japanese too, or do you guys have different dads?
Different dads. Yep.
Ah,
Yep.
okay, understood.
Well, I was a virgin birth, so
Oh, so you're Jesus. So we're celebrating you tomorrow.
no. I don't get my own holiday.
Uh, is it because you're not Hebrew?
Uh, uh,
You know
that's a
Jesus wasn't
great.
white, right?
That's a great
Anyways,
question. No, we covered this before.
you know what's crazy? Yesterday, I'm
What?
sorry, Friday.
Friday,
The previous Friday,
December 31st.
we're not gonna
What?
put a date on it, but the
Right? Yep.
previous Friday was Good Friday, and you know who had to work?
You worked on Good Friday. Well,
I worked on Good
Good
Friday.
Friday's
Not
not
only
even in my phone as an officially recognized holiday, so it's not an officially recognized holiday.
it was before, but I guess it's not anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
Can't
not
have
only
that
did
many
I work
holidays.
on Good Friday, I showed up on time,
Yeah, nice.
and I stayed an hour late because I was working,
Nice.
and
But
everybody else left.
no time and a half, no overtime.
No. It is so we found out that for the way our overtime works, at least in this company, is every day once you go over that 8 hours, it's considered overtime. It's
Oh,
not whenever you go over like the 40 hours of the week.
uh, uh,
So
I
it
see.
counts it daily as opposed to like weekly.
Well, that just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. That's what I was told, and I was like, "That's cool." I think I
They're
feel like it
trying
would
to
end up
screw
adding up
on
to the
you.
same thing still, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
What if on Friday you already have 40 hours and you come into work for 8 hours?
Well, that's 8 hours of overtime.
So it does count for like the full 40.
Yeah, I mean, because I think it all adds up to the same thing, anyways. Unless it's like, oh, you missed a day this day, but because you worked over 8 hours that day, that counts for overtime. You know,
Oh, okay. So it's
that's what I'm
actually so
assuming.
okay. So every day you have 8 hours.
Yeah,
If you work beyond that, then you get paid overtime.
correct.
Or if you hit 40 hours in the week, every hour after that counts as overtime. But some of those 40 hours can be considered overtime because you worked more than 8 hours. That's actually better. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So you get it. You did a
Yeah,
lot of math there
the
that I
math.
wasn't gonna do.
The math pays out more that way.
Quick math.
It pays to be a smart guy.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I'm a smart guy. I get paid to
Ah,
be smart, just like you do. You get paid to be smart.
I get paid. You get paid?
Yep. I just also get paid 66. I mean, sorry, you get paid 60 cents to my dollar.
No.
That's just how it works.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that?
Wait.
Are you saying that I get paid 3/5 as much as you do?
I I think it would be 2/3 actually, but I meant to say
No,
83.7.
no, no. That is 3/5. I'm pretty sure.
No? A 66 of 100?
Oh, that you said 60 cent. 60 to 100
What
to
did
a
I say?
dollar.
Did I say 60 or did I say 66?
I'm pretty sure you said 60.
If I said 60, that's even
Or
better.
either
Wait.
that
Yeah,
or I
yeah.
heard 60 cents, not 66.
Well, I think in my brain I said 66, but I guess the only way we'll know is if we check the background. I may have made a really good race joke and I didn't even know about it.
Uh, what else is new?
I meant to say 83%, because that's the pay gap between men and women, but you can't hit them all. Sometimes they throw that pitch down the line and you swing and it just strike one.
You just whiff it.
Yep. So we'll start a tally. That was my first strike. I missed that joke.
Mhm,
Didn't
mhm.
send it home. Maybe I got a first base is a single. I got a single.
You've never been to first base.
Huh? How
Huh?
dare you? How dare you, sir? I'm very amorously prolific.
I feel like you're just using big words now that you don't know what they mean.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep.
Mhm.
Prolifically polyamorous. There you go. That's my that's my Netflix account username,
Oh, you're okay. I don't know where you're going with this
and my
anymore.
password is I have sex all the time. All right. Okay. So let's
That's a
see.
lot of letters. There's
Did
no
you know? Yeah, I guess we kind of already talked about the fact that Easter is coming up. You got any plans for Easter?
no.
Yep. Yeah. I don't really have any plans. I'm taking my grandma
Uh,
to church. That's about it.
yeah, honestly, I didn't even know it was Easter on Sunday until I think Thursday. And I was like, "Oh, that's
So
right.
okay.
That's
So
a
on
thing."
on Thursday you found out that Friday was Good Friday, and you
Mhm.
went, "Oh, is this isn't a holiday?" And then you worked.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, your life is a roller coaster. Who told you about Good Friday?
One of my coworkers,
Nice.
because she had brought it up, and I was like, "Wait, we're working on Good Friday? Easter? That means Easter Sunday." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, it is." And I was like, "So we don't get Good Friday off?" And she was like, "No, we don't get a holiday off until I think Memorial Day.
I mean, why would you? What even happens on Good Friday?
That's the day that Jesus died."
Oh, well, yeah, we don't really want to celebrate that.
No, we do, because that's the day that our sins were forgiven, according to Christianity.
Was it like when he died, or was it when he came back? I thought he
It
came.
was
I
when
thought
he sacrificed himself. His
right,
blood was
right.
basically used to not sanctify, what's the word? To purify all of our sins, of all the sins of the world.
Oh
His
yeah,
death,
yeah.
yes.
Commemoration of the crucifixion of Jesus and his death at Calvary. Yeah, 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 yeah. There's
Eh,
Holy Friday, Great and Holy Friday. Wow, they got them both in there.
what's great? Oh, are those just other names?
Yeah, it's those are
Oh,
AKAs. It's part of Holy Week. It's the Pashad Triduum. Yeah, see, this is an educational podcast. We like to learn. We like
we
to
learned a lot
learn.
of things here.
Yep. Last week we learned about the Irish. We made fun of them.
We also
Now
learned
we're
that
learning
Jesus
about
was a multi-class D&D character.
yes, yes. We learned he was a yes. And now we're learning about Easter. All right, good lesson. Now we've learned
Good
it's
job,
happening.
kids. Um,
Do all sects celebrate Easter? Religious sects.
no, no, no. I believe it's only a Christian slash Catholic holiday or Catholic celebration.
Well, yeah,
Because
but within the Christian domain, there
oh,
are like 50 demographics. What's the right word?
I do believe so. Because like that's kind of all. I believe most, if not all, Christian sects believe in the good book and the Holy Trinity and Jesus Christ. But I think the way they go about like celebrating and uh, doing their religious things is just different. But I do
Right.
believe most of them, if not all of them, do. I don't know. Do Catholics celebrate Easter? Because Catholicism. So technically, Christianity should be a subset of Catholicism because Catholicism came first. But people usually lump Catholicism with Christianity.
I don't think Catholicism came first.
I'm pretty sure. because that's when they. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure Catholicism came about because of that, because of one king back in the feudal ages decided he wanted that.
Well, see, because like when you look back in history, there's like the Roman Catholics, right? And Rome was there a long time ago. But then like Christianity came when they decided to make that great schism because of that one king. I'm
Right.
pretty sure.
I
Uh,
once saw an image of all of the different sects. Ah, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, look at this image that I'm sending to you and not revealing to actually anybody that is listening to us. If you Google sects of Christianity, this is the
mhm,
first image that pops up, right? So it starts with Jesus, then it goes to
mhm.
the Copts, Eastern Orthodox, and Roman Catholic. So I guess
Okay.
Roman Catholic is a founding member.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, okay. So I think I had mine mixed up. So Christianity definitely looks like it's the over-encompassing religion. Then we have the sets because the split was Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodox.
Yeah, the Copts and
Okay.
the Eastern Orthodox and the Roman Catholics are still around, but the
Mm,
Roman Catholics also split into the Protestants, and then
yeah.
that's where kind of all hell broke loose.
Correct.
Oh my
Solid.
god, this one's even more. Holy. Okay, I can't even make out this. Universal / worldwide equals Catholic. Nice. Well, yep. We're
Huh.
just going to stay in the dark, I guess, on that one. How on earth are we supposed to tell?
It's fine.
We need to get
I'm
someone on
going.
here who is a member of all religious Christianity sects.
That's gonna be a lot of people.
It's just one. We need to find one.
Who's under all of them?
That's the key. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Maybe they could
okay.
even be like part of other religions as well.
Mhm.
Like maybe they're Jewish and they're also they practice Buddhism.
I feel like that's hard, just because like a lot of the religions that we you are speaking of right now, at least, believe that there's only one God and that's their God.
Well, there's a lot of beliefs that you can practice a religion
That's true.
without
That's
really
true.
truly, but like they could do the who is it? Which one is it that like prays 5 times a day? Is that Islam?
I believe that is Islam. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could start your morning, right? You wake up, turn to the direction that they turn, and do your praying. Then you get up from there and you go to like mass for your Catholic people. Then you get out of there, or maybe you have to take a break halfway through, depending on how long it takes. Go pray again. Then you just kind of keep going down the line. There's a lot of people that wake up and they start working out, and then they come home and they eat, and then they go back to the gym and they keep working out. Then they come back and they eat, and then they go back to the gym and they keep working out. It's like a cycle. You can make
Hmm.
that your whole life, and if you did that for religion, you'd be worthy to be on our podcast.
True.
We
You just
only
got to find that
accept,
one person.
yep, we only accept the best of the best. Dead silence for the peanut gallery.
I
I
don't know where to
see.
go from here. I don't know where to go from here. So I'm going to mark this clip. We have 4 marks so far, so
Hey,
we're
great.
I'm doing good. I'm doing my job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're doing
Um,
awesome. There you go.
so I'm gonna switch things up with a question that I had on my mind. Okay,
Okay, I
so
am
let's
ready.
say you are an employer, correct?
Wait, is
And
this a hypothetical?
yeah, hypothetical, hypothetical.
Okay,
My bad.
hypothetically, I'm an employer.
You're an
What's my business?
employer. Uh, I don't know. You're
Okay,
you're I don't know.
general. I'm a general employer. I
You're a
employ
general
people.
employer. Your
Job is not
business.
important. What you do
No,
is
the
not
job is not
important.
important. What is important is work ethic. Let's say you have 2 employees,
My work
right?
ethic or the
Your
work ethic of my
employees' work ethic
employees. Okay, okay.
of your lessers.
Right, right. The people that
I
I'm
mean
hired to
your
do
yeah, yeah,
indiscriminate work.
correct. You have 2 employees, right?
Right. Okay.
Uh, yeah, their job description is simply to perform their job well,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
and to get numbers down. Let's go with that. Get numbers down and perform your job well,
Get
right?
numbers down. What numbers down?
Let's say they have
Oh,
tasks. They have tasks.
okay. I think I'm
A multitude of
understanding.
tasks, and
I'm,
you want their tasks to equal 0 as much as possible. Okay?
right, right. I'm understanding there is no real world connection to this. I understand. Yep.
Not at all. Not at all.
Right, right.
So the question is for you. Oh, let's say okay. So employee number one. Let's name them Jasper. I don't know. That name
Okay.
sounds really cool right now.
Jasper. All right.
Jasper. Jasper is is an employee who was hired because you needed some work, and or you need some workers, and they just fit the bill for the most part. Everything about them seemed good. Their work ethic is speed. They like to get things done fast. In their mind, the main priority is getting numbers down.
Okay.
However,
Right.
that speed often comes at a cost of doing things properly or correctly the
Right.
first
So
time.
they accomplish a lot of tasks, but sometimes I have to send the task back to them so that they can do it again because they did it too fast and didn't do it correctly.
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay.
Let's say their tasks are to shoot out emails, right? Emails
Okay.
to very important people.
Right. Right. They're my secretary.
Jasper, yeah, they're your secretaries. Jasper uh, completes, I don't know, let's say 20 or sends out 20 emails a day. However, you have to go back and proofread everything Jasper does because there's typos.
Ooh.
Some of the things have been copy and pasted and aren't applicable for the emails.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's
Uh,
annoying.
yeah, stuff like that. A lot of not nitpicky things, but things that will make a difference in the long run. Because these are about your business ventures, so you're trying to make sure that your connections with these people are top tier.
Right. Right. I'm getting emails from important people, and they're
Yeah,
they're they're trying
but
to do
you're
business
you're a
with me.
very busy man because you're running a business.
Right. Right.
Uh, we don't a very indiscriminate business. We don't know what you do yet, but you have these two secretaries.
Okay.
You have a second secretary who you also hired who fit the bill. Their name is I don't know. Give me a name.
Oh.
You're bad at this.
Squilliam.
Squilliam. Yes, Squilliam. Squilliam, his mojo is he doesn't work very fast. He does not send out 20 emails a day, or yes, send 20 emails to get reviewed, I should say a day. However, Squilliam is very thorough and very intricate and makes sure things are done properly the first time. Squilliam only sends out about 5 emails a day. However, you don't feel like you have to second guess or check Squilliam's work because Squilliam has done it right every time. Uh, that you've had to review, I should say. You trust Squilliam to be able to do his job and get it done, not even worrying about it. But the
Right.
issue with Squilliam again is that he's not very fast, but he is efficient. I guess I don't know if that's the right word here. He's thorough,
Yeah, he's reliable.
reliable, yet not the fastest.
Right. Right.
Okay. So, again, this is completely unrelated to real life events. Like, actually,
Right.
uh, you're you own the company, but you do have a boss. Um,
Wait,
and
I have a boss?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like let's say you're a co-CEO actually.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You handle the business side. They handle like the PR and the social media stuff and making sure that you guys look good, whatnot. Um, They tell you that due to crashes in the stock market, you guys are going to have to let go of one of them,
Uh-huh.
one of your
Right.
secretaries, because you can't afford to pay them both livable wages, unfortunately.
Ooh, that's yeah, that's a shame.
And they make quite a few figures a year just sending out emails all day. So he leaves it up to you. Your partner leaves it up to you, as you know them more than he does, of which one to get rid of. Who would you get rid of?
Ooh. Well,
And this has to be done by the end of day.
right, right. Well, see, it makes so he's sending out 20 emails a day, Jasper is,
Hmm.
and then Squilliam is only sending out 5. But I can do other tasks while he's doing that.
Hmm.
So theoretically it makes sense to get rid of Jasper. However, the fact that he can get so much more done in the same period. How many would
Hmm.
you say are like bounce backs? How many of those 20 would you say come back to haunt us?
Let's say it's a 50-50 chance.
50-50? Okay, so he's basically only getting 10 done instead of
Yeah.
wow, yeah, okay, that's even
Theoretically
worse.
10 a day, but uh sometimes because you're so busy, you might have to just chance sending them out. Anyways,
Right. Yeah, it's
but with
understandable.
Squilliam,
No,
he
no.
gets 5 out. But it's not it's everything is curated to each individual. They make sure that they have all the information correct. They go through and do research on each of the recipients for these emails.
Right.
And if you ask Squilliam about the person or the person or company they're sending the email to, they can tell you anything you need to know. But they only get on average about 5 done a day.
Alright. Okay, I got it. There's 3 options in front of me here.
Mhm.
1, this is a trick question. What I do is I lower my own salary and pay them. There
Ah,
you go. So now I have both of my people still, and I don't have to do any
true.
work except for just reading the emails that one of them's writing.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. Although unrealistic because you live in corporate America.
No, no, no. I think this is how it works.
I see. Continue,
Well, the
continue.
second option is I fire them both, get new
Mhm.
people entirely. Then of course I have to train them, and it's always more expensive to do that. So that's the
That's true.
wrong one. Alternatively, third option, I quit and I leave and I go retire and live on an island by myself
Where
where
are
I
you
don't
gonna
have to
get the money
deal with
from?
two people sending emails, one slow, one fast.
Mhm.
I don't have to read emails. There you go. I
I
think I
guess
go with the
that's
first one.
fair.
I think I lower my own salary like the
Okay.
CEO of Nintendo in order to facilitate this a faster rate. Because it'd be better to have 10, it'd be better to have 15 going out
True.
than 5.
That's very fair.
What am I having to do? I just sit there and I watch them work?
No, you're on a lot of business calls.
Ah, yes, yes.
You're a lot of business calls. You are making sure that the money's getting liquidated. Um, I don't know what CEOs do other than wear jeans.
Nice. Yeah, we do that. We do that a lot.
Yeah, and you don't wear jeans, so
I
that's
have
very
jeans.
complicated.
I have
But
one
do
pair of
you
jeans.
and you don't wear them?
I do. I do.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
They're actually they're part of my quote unquote work uniform whenever I go and shoot video
Oh,
because they're black. They're not really black.
oh,
They're
I
kind of
see.
like a super. I mean, I guess they are black. They're just like a light shade of black.
Mhm.
Doesn't make any sense really.
So gray?
No, no, they're not gray. But
They're light black.
I have a black shirt and it's like
Mhm.
looking into the void. But then I also have black pants and they're kind of maybe they're textured. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
Either textured or maybe they're just like worn from like just age and like being washed.
True, but they're pretty new. They're
Oh,
maybe a year old. I had to buy
see.
new jeans because my old jeans died, and all of my old work pants are
Don't fit
like
anymore?
they don't fit.
Yeah, because you're skinny now.
I am. I'm on my. I've been on the last rung of my belt. Technically, I need to get a smaller belt because
You should probably
technically
do that.
I'm like the tightest rung on there. I'm now one rung under that,
Mhm.
and I don't have a belt that fits that. So
Get a
all
new
of
belt, you dingus.
well, that would require me to get a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, you piss me off sometimes.
See, what I've been doing is I have this piece of rope,
Mhm.
and I'll tie it to my belt strings,
Oh my god.
crank it down, and then as long as my shirt's covering it, no one can tell that I'm full on pirating it up down there.
Mhm. I see.
And then if I ever need to, I could take off the rope and use it to do stuff. Then I could put the rope back around me. It's like the best belt ever. It is a pain to have to go and like take my pants off though, which happens a
It's
lot more than you
fine.
think, given
I
the
don't
beginning of the accusations at the beginning of this
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, 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 totally, totally.
All the time.
All the time?
Yep. Yep.
Got it.
The old bend
W
and spread they call me.
I don't like you anymore. Don't ever talk to me again.
First name Bend, last name
Oh my gosh.
Spread. It's Jewish. It's a Jewish name.
Um, I'd like to mark this clip right here
Why
and
would you want to do that?
introduce
Why on earth would you
because I'm
want to
going to
do that?
introduce a new segment.
Oh, wow, wow! You came prepared.
Yeah, I call the segment ASMR.
Wow. Okay, we've done this once before, right? Right.
I can't pop my fingers the way that the cool people do it, so I'm not gonna do it. But
Wait,
just
you were gonna
imagine that
do
I did.
ASMR of you cracking your knuckles?
No, that was gonna be the beginning.
Oh my lord!
All right, I need complete silence.
Right. Okay. Silence on three. One, two, three.
Hello, and welcome to the ASMR segment by Isaiah. Today, we are going to hack into the mainframe. Here we go. I'm in. Thank you for joining the segment. All right, and we're back.
I'm dead. You've killed me with that. Absolutely. That really ruined my day. Yeah.
Oh, that ruined your day?
Yep. Completely.
That.
That just sent shivers down my spine.
You're supposed to be satisfied.
Oh, I don't
Are
know
you
if
satisfied?
yes, I am satisfied. I'm
I think you're
satisfied
lying
in
to me.
knowing that
Mhm.
that's yeah. All right. Okay.
I feel like, John, do you know what a hater is?
I'm vaguely aware of what a hater
I think you're
is.
just a hater.
The fact that I don't have any is a good thing.
You don't have a hater?
I don't have a hater.
You're a liar.
Wow. That
I
sounds like
want you to
hater
know
speak.
I'm your number one biggest hater.
You're my
I
number one
am
biggest hater.
your
You're
biggest
right
op.
there.
Yeah.
You're right there. You're so close that you can't be a
I'm
hater.
you see, your biggest hater is the person that's closest to you, and you just don't know it yet.
It uh, I don't think
That's
that's how
right.
that works at all.
I'm pretty sure.
I think to be a hater, you have to be at a distance. It's part
No,
of the thing.
incorrect.
I mean, if you're a hater but you're up close, like you're, for example, involved in a project,
John,
then
John,
it's like,
have you not watched Hollywood movies where the plot twist is that the person who was the best friend was actually their biggest enemy the whole time?
oh, right, you're like a double agent.
Yes, I'm a double
Who
agent.
are you working for?
I can't tell you that. That's none of your business.
Oh, you have to right now. Now that you've revealed that that's how it works. You've
But am I
revealed
a
you're a
double
double
agent or
agent.
am I a triple
Are you
agent?
well, who would you be betraying on the other side that you
I
would
can't
be?
tell you that. That's not for you to know.
How? But I'm
That's for you to
involved in
find
this.
out.
Yeah, I'm finding out
No,
right now. This is the climax of the movie.
no, it's not.
You just reveal that you're a double agent, potentially a triple agent. Well,
I
really, that's up for
am.
me to determine if you're a
I
triple
don't think you
agent.
understand how this works. I am the pro tag.
Wait,
I can do what I want. I break the rules.
you're the spy protagonist?
Correct.
So what am I? The
A
henchman?
bitch. Oh.
Oh, a bench man?
Oh, yes. You're gonna be hearing sounds. Don't pay attention. I'll
Oh
be
my
right
god.
back.
What?
Uh,
Okay, he's leaving. So we're going to talk about real news. Time for the real news segment. Oh, good God. Mute your mic at least if you're going to get snacks in the middle of this.
it's not a snack.
Yeah, all right. We'll put that in the poll as well. He left. That was his door. He's just straight up gone.
I'm still here.
He's not. He's not here. That's a lie.
I'm literally, I'm literally
That's a
at my
voice
door.
recording.
Yeah.
He's so far away from the mic. Okay, this is
So this is
just
still the ASMR segment, by the way.
okay, all right. Well, we'll have ASMR about. Did you hear about the bridge that got obliterated over in was San Francisco? Is that where it was?
I think so.
Hey, hold on. I'm trying to pull this thing up. Oh, Baltimore. Is it Baltimore?
Massachusetts.
The
I think it's where
Francis
Baltimore
Scott
is.
Key Bridge. It seems like we've had a bad maybe I'm just out of the loop on general boat disaster news. Also
We've been having a
trains.
lot.
It's kind of a lot of
Mm-hmm.
these happening. But like, if you remember like 3 years ago when the Suez Canal got blocked up by that one boat?
Yeah.
It happened again. Not really blocked up. They just obliterated a bridge with I think 90 million tons of
Of stuff.
yeah. It's just a boat. It's basically a flat thing and they ran out of power and then just T-boned this bridge. Have you heard about this? You've heard about this, right?
Yeah, no, I heard a little about it. I haven't done my research into it just because I've been having a rough week, and I really don't need to have that on my mind as well.
You know what's the worst part? The fact that that was the major way to get across from one, like, over the water, and now all the people that live on one side but work on the other have to now have like a 40-minute commute around the water to actually get to where they work.
Yeah. I mean, more than anything, I just hope there wasn't anybody injured. Again, I haven't really looked at it, so I don't know if it has happened or not.
Well, as far as I know, there were people injured.
Oof.
I think there were 6 people that haven't been recovered,
Oh,
but they were workers, so it's okay.
that's not good.
It wasn't anybody like what do you
Don't
call it?
finish what you're saying. Don't finish what you're saying.
It
Don't
wasn't
finish
it
what you're
wasn't like a
saying.
civilian. They were on the job.
There's still people.
Yes, yes, but they were there to like try and protect the other people. I honestly don't know why they were there. Because like the ship ran out of juice, right? And so then they radioed to the shore and they're like, "Hey, we've run out of juice. I think we're gonna run into the bridge." And there was enough time for them to evacuate the entire bridge, except for these like 7 people. So I don't know what they were doing there. I'd like some explanation on
I just feel like they were hoping for Spider-Man to show up or
that. I
something.
mean, it's very possible. That's very possible. They're looking at
But
fuel
wake up,
on board.
sheeple. Superheroes don't exist.
Sudden loss of the ship's generators. Right, right. Well, what I want to know, Scott Key Bridge. I want to know who these people were. First responder audio. I don't want to hear the audio. I just want to. Oh, here
Yeah,
we
that
go.
sounds not like
You
a good
think
idea.
Wikipedia would be able to tell me what I want to know? As you can see, I came prepared for this segment because I know everything there is to know about this terrible accident. 2 confirmed. Oh, yeah. 4 presumed.
John?
Huh?
He's dead.
I'm dead?
John?
What? I'm still here. What's wrong with you?
Uh, well,
He's just going to keep talking.
I guess now I have to take over the podcast.
Nope. Nope. You don't have to take over the podcast.
To the one and only Lamb talks to himself.
He's just talking to himself now. He's crazy.
It happens quite often, actually.
I can't believe he's
A
doing
lot more
this.
than you would think. A lot of people say I'm probably insane, but I think they're silly gooses.
He's literally he's
Wow.
hijacking.
Yeah, there's some silly old gooses. They don't know what they're talking about.
He's-
John, where are you?
He's literally hijacking it. Okay, I'm sending in the chat. Wait, to everyone. I'm still.
Did he leave?
Wait,
That's unfortunate.
I'm
Well, I guess we
still
can start
here.
talking about what other current events do we have right now?
This mother. Oh my god. Absolute disaster. Why can't he
events.
hear me? Your headphones. I bet it's your headphones.
La 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 la.
I don't even think. Okay, let me try a different.
Teenagers on
I'll
saying
try
like.
a different app. Are your
Do filler
headphones
words like
dead?
improve our communication.
This dude.
John?
What?
Hello?
Ah!
Hello, children. We're having technical difficulties.
Do you see this? Do you see? Okay, if you're looking at my screen, you're seeing 2 squares, and both of them are lighting up purple when he's talking. I can hear him. The thing can hear both of us. So you know whose problem it is? I have mathematically determined he's the one being a big old dum dum right now. This is the kind of content that everybody tunes in for. Lamb not understanding how to use general electronic equipment.
We'll be right back after these news.
Yep. See, he just messaged me. He said, "No, they're not." Yeah, that's okay. All right. See, it feels good. It feels generally good to be as smart as I am. I'm not patting myself on the back because I am. I am really, really smart. I'm just kind of a brilliant individual. The fact that I was able to determine so rapidly that it was his headphones that had malfunctioned, I knew that instantly. See, before this is also based on knowledge that happened before. I had heard that he was having trouble with his headphones. Fair enough. But they were working, and then they stopped working. That was my initial thought, my initial diagnosis of this problem. He's calling me. He's calling me on the phone right now. I'm putting him on speaker. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, wait. I can't hear you. Hello.
Oh, I muted myself on what's it called? Thing. I don't know what happened. Like my headphones are working on everything else, but you.
Well, your mic was working.
Yeah, my headphones are working too. My headphones are working too. Like I can listen to my computer. Like I just have YouTube running and it's working.
Maybe what if you reload the page? Did you reload the page?
Now let me try it.
Try that. Go try that. See? See? This is what professional audio people do. You know, we troubleshoot.
Troubleshoot.
Oh,
Oh.
I hear myself. Hello?
Well,
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
I'm back. I'm
Oh,
back now. Yeah,
hey, look at that. Okay, I hung up on you.
that was rude.
Well,
I don't know. I've been having some internet issues lately. I don't know why. Uh, Even though I'm literally like plugged into the Ethernet port but I've been having internet issues. I guess
sounds like a
that's
provider
my
issue.
guess.
See,
Probably.
this is it's just a continuation. Every problem that he has, I instantly know the answer to it. I'm not saying I'm a super genius, even though I may have made claims similar to that when he couldn't hear me because he was not able
Wow,
to what do you call it? Deny it.
I can't believe this. Also, I can no longer mark clips.
What do you mean you can no longer mark clips?
It won't let me mark clips.
I am seeing that there is a 2. What if you hit M?
M?
I accidentally hit M when I was typing a minute ago, and it added a marker.
No, I think that's your job now.
Great. Just lovely. So what do you do exactly? What do you bring to the table here?
I can share my screen.
What? How would that help?
I don't know. Look,
That is... Well, we're not recording video, but that's really lovely. That's cool. That's a nice... What? An earth? You have your blue background?
yeah, you got a problem with that?
Yeah, you're not in dark mode, bro.
I am in dark
Yes,
mode,
you are
but
in
like
dark mode. You're just...
I'm in blue
Oh,
dark
that's
mode.
really bright. Okay.
Yeah, that's also bright too.
Wow. So, oh my gosh. Okay, right. Where were we before that totally derailed?
I don't know.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna have
Bridge
to tell me when
collapsed.
we're.
Everybody involved. We're sorry for your loss. I don't know what it is with people. Like there was a train that derailed. Right. I forget how long ago this was. There was a train that derailed, and he was
Mhm.
carrying like dangerous chemicals, and it derailed, crashed. The chemicals combined and made like a giant cloud, which then forced everybody to evacuate the area. Does this sound like a sci-fi movie? Because it's pretty much straight out of a sci-fi movie. They pulled that exact stunt in Steven Spielberg's Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Well, it's a classic alien movie that we just watched the other day. Very good,
Oh,
very weird, very slow ending. Because they do meet aliens. Spoiler alert.
why would you say that?
The whole movie is about them meeting aliens.
I can't believe this.
But they do meet them in the end. And it's a pretty cool sequence. Aside from the fact that like 80% of the last 15 minutes are stagnant shots of people staring. And it's
Mhm.
bizarre.
That's Steven Spielberg after all.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine it was pretty magical, but it was really quite comical
Mhm.
to be looking at people and then them kind of moon-eyed looking at aliens, and the aliens looking back at them and doing like a small thing, and everybody was like, oh god, oh god. The movie couldn't decide. Like, it kept swapping between this is the most terrifying thing to happen and oh yeah, look how magical this is. Oh, look, actually that thing that you thought was magical, it was actually a weapon. No, it's not actually a weapon. It was actually just this. But look at that, it might actually still be a weapon. It's just like that for like the past 15 minutes of the movie. And then it kind of ends.
Huh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Now you know how the ending of that movie works. I'm
Yeah,
sure
now I
you'll
don't have to
remember
watch
that,
it.
and to anybody that actually has seen it, I've been in kind of an 80s movies kick recently. When in doubt,
Mhm.
the old "What have I been watching recently" segment. Because I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie called Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I don't think so.
It's from 1980.
That was before me.
Yeah, 1982. It's a very I'd never like really like the name. I've heard the name. Apparently, I
Mhm.
had heard nothing else about it because I was sort of under the impression that it was like a coming of age story. I mean, it is a coming of age story, but it's like a coming of age story set in the 80s, like modern 82. Like I think when they made this movie in 1982, it was like, oh, if we had made a movie in 2024, right?
Yeah.
For this year, right? But it was very interesting to see how they had stretched it out, right? There was a lot more sex than I thought there was going to be, and I'm pretty sure most of those people were underage.
Oh. Oh. Oh my.
Like the kind of it was sort of an anthology, right? There was like six ish main characters, and each of them is sort of doing their own thing. One of them was basically just trying to. It was like I think she was like a 15-year-old girl, and she was just trying to
Mhm.
have sex with as many people as she could, basically.
Oh.
And her best friend was like
That's
egging her on into it. Maybe
hmm.
there were okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, there were like three overarching plots, and two of them are kind of connected. Really, yeah, it's hard to describe this movie because there's a lot of different people doing things, but nothing happens.
Mhm.
It's like the general overarching plot, I guess, is that it's some of their last year at school, like they're graduating out of high school, but then some of them aren't, and one of them graduates halfway through, and he's hysterical because he keeps getting different jobs. Like he starts working at like a burger, like he flips burgers, right? A line cook, sorry, that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Then he gets fired from that for talking back to a customer. So then he goes to work at this pirate uh, seafood restaurant and
Okay.
quits that job because they make him wear this pirate uniform everywhere he goes. And then he gets a job at a gas station, and then he gets robbed.
Oh, that's
It's like
lovely.
a crazy. And literally the last scene of the movie is him getting robbed, and then it's a "Where are they now?" segment, and that's it.
Mhm.
That's like the whole thing. It's like, what on earth is this movie? It doesn't tell a story. And then there's just a lot of people having sex and doing drugs, and it's like it's insane. It's like, is this really what high school was like back in the 80s? I
I
felt
mean,
like
that's the 80s for you.
yeah, yeah. I was like, that's like I think when my mom was, and let me think, 10, she would have been. I'm not sure when she graduated, but she was either late 70s or early 80s when she was in high school.
Mhm.
So I was like, is this what high school was like for them? For like my parents, basically.
I don't know, man. Maybe it just depended on where you were.
Let me do the math here. Yeah, she would have been in high school, I think, in 82. Not sure
Mhm.
what year exactly, but that was like her year.
So that's probably stuff that happened while she was in school.
Yeah. Well, that's what like. I don't know if my mom has seen this. If she
Mhm.
has, like, 40 years ago now, she would have been like the same age as these people that were in this movie when it was coming out. This was actually one of Forrest Whitaker's earlier. I was really genuinely shocked to see him in this because he's like a
Mhm.
kid. I mean, granted, he
Oh.
is a high school football player, and he's about a head taller than everybody else in the entire movie.
Yeah,
But I was like, he came on screen and started like talking. I was like, oh my god, that's Forrest Whitaker. Like instantly. I've only really ever seen him act in older roles. I don't know.
that's very
I don't
true,
think that was
yeah.
his first one, but yeah, it was bizarre. The 80s produced some of the craziest films. Well, okay, technically, Close Encounters of the Third Time was the 70s. That was 77.
Mhm.
Oh God.
So then your mom wouldn't have been in high school yet? Or that it was set in that year?
I think it was set in actually, it's a good question. I think it was set in 1982. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Let's see. Film chronicles a school year coming of age comedy film, by the way. I don't know what
Mm.
was supposed to be funny about this because I think it was not like made for me. So I didn't really like none of the jokes. I don't okay, I take that back. That's why I was saying that the
Mhm.
dude that got multiple jobs I thought was like the funniest dude in the entire movie. Probably
I
because he was
see.
the only one that I was able to relate to.
Mhm. Lord, that's how it be sometimes.
Ensemble cast, Jeff Spicoli, perpetually stoned surfer dude, facing off against Mr. Hand, the history teacher who is like a crazy guy. All right, there's Stacy,
This.
right? I literally I made myself laugh because halfway through the movie, Stacy was the girl that kept trying to like have sex with different people, and she did. To
Mhm.
her credit, she did make it work. Uh, but like the first one, right, is kind of an older dude, and then it was over and done with, and that guy never showed back up. Then she started dating this like younger dude, but he was super nervous and was like, "I'm not really interested in having sex on the first date," kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then she found another dude, and then she went back to that first dude. Sorry, the second dude, right?
Mhm.
And when when the third dude came along, I was like, as I was working, right? And I was sort of watching this off to the side, and I was looking over and I was going, this is the third guy. And I literally said out loud without thinking about it, I went, oh, Stacy. I went, wait, whoa, slow down. What is happening right here? It was like the way that I said it was just I couldn't believe I like, oh, Stacy.
Stacy, come
Come
on.
on, Stacy. What are you doing, Stacy?
Stacy, have some respect for yourself.
Oh gosh. 19 Wait, when is this movie set for God's sake? I literally can't find it. When is it set? 1980s Southern California. Yeah, so it was literally the same year that it
That'll
released.
do it. It's California.
Oh yes, yes it is. Where
Yeah,
was it filmed? No, I don't care about that.
my mom doesn't recall any of those wild, wacky stories.
Did you
Oh well,
just
I
what?
guess when would her when how in the 80s? Let's see.
Would she have been a high schooler in the 80s?
I don't know. I think she would have just been hold on, because she was born.
It's genuinely unsettling how fast. I think high school is like the fastest changing part aspect of society.
Oh no, she wouldn't have been in high school.
Would she have
She would have just been getting into high school like in the early 90s.
in the early 90s?
Yeah, my mom had us when she was young. She had my
Fair
brother when
enough.
she was 18, I think.
Oh yeah,
Or
okay, they're
was
very
she
fair.
20? Yeah, no, she had me when I was 20. When she was 20.
Nice. There you go.
So
You know,
yeah.
that's a shorter. So she had a totally different experience than to like my
Oh,
mom.
absolutely. See, my mom went to school when 90s R&B was like at a peak. So like she was just
Oh,
fine.
I wonder if there is a similar movie to, but like set in the 90s. I swear.
Possibly.
Oh man, there was one that I saw that was set. Well, I didn't see it, but I saw a similar. Like it had a similar name, and it was in the 90s. It was something in the 90s. Going to high school in the 90s or something like that.
Hmm.
The Breakfast
Also,
Club. The Breakfast Club is another one that's. I think I
oh,
was
that's true.
85. Yeah, also a high school movie.
I've never watched The Breakfast Club.
I haven't either. It'd be a good one to watch.
Yeah. But you're gonna have to tell me whenever we hit time because my time restarted. So right now it says we've only been recording or I've been here for 13 minutes.
Nice. Well, there you go. Looking up 90s high school movies. High school movies. How do I spell? 10 Things I Hate About. Okay, I've heard of 10 Things I Hate About You. Is that
Hmm.
my boy Ant-Man? She's all that. These people do not look
Hmm.
like they're in the. Okay, people that were in the 90s and they were in high school. I don't know if it was because
They
they were
were all
getting.
cast as adults, weren't
Yeah, I
they?
don't know if it's because all of these actors look older than they are, but they, these people are adults.
Let's see.
At least the people in the '80s movies looked like they looked like they were super old, not old like physically, just their style was super dated.
Mhm.
Best teen movies from the '90s. Oh yeah, here we go.
Maybe even coming of age teen movies might be what you're
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for
that'd be
too.
a good thing to look up. '90s coming of age high school movies. American Pie, that counts?
Oh.
Varsity Blues, Now and Then. Jake Gyllenhaal, he's just a little baby. Oh, that was 1999. That doesn't count.
Hmm.
Boys in the Hood,
Ayo?
that counts. I haven't seen Boys in the Hood. I guess I need to put that on my list.
It's pretty solid from
Yep.
what I
I
remember.
don't know. This is a hole that I am falling down. The takeaway is that the '80s were a wild time,
Oh, absolutely.
and
Wasn't that
it
when,
is
like,
very
cocaine was rampant?
yes. They did a lot of drugs in that movie. Actually, they did a lot of pot. That was the main thing that they were smoking. They were
Oh, yeah,
smoking
wasn't
doobies.
that was when we were, like, having our peace campaigns and the AIDS epidemic.
Yes, yes. They don't. I don't think they did anything harder than that. They didn't drink at all. All they did was pot.
It's 'cause drinking's illegal. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass.
I don't think it. Well, I think it was even more accessible, or it was less. What do you call it? Villainized than it is now.
Mhm.
At least for
Probably,
underage
yeah.
drinking.
That's true. I mean, also at that time, just drinking in general was definitely not nearly as taboo.
No, when people could smoke as well, everybody was smoking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's yeah, yeah. That was one of the other ones that I watched was the Back to the Future. I've officially watched the Back to the Future trilogy.
Oh, I
Oh,
think I've only seen the first one.
yeah, yeah. It's weird. Well, the first one is super classic. The second one's kind of a mess, and then the third one really is awesome. But
Mhm.
in the very first one, that was one of the scenes that made me crack up the most. Is right that one of the major plot points is that Marty has to get his mom and dad together so that he can be born.
Mhm.
And the plan that they come up with, right, is that he's gonna fake, basically fake sexually assault her in a car so that his dad can then
Ooh.
come in and rescue him, right? Or sorry,
Ah,
rescue her from him.
yeah.
And like when it comes down to it, they're like sitting in the car together, right? And like his mom basically brings out like a bottle of alcohol with her drinking. He's like, "Mom," it's like she's in high school, right? Well, they're both in high school, and she's like, "What? Everybody who's anybody drinks." And he like takes the bottle from her, and he's like, "Okay, all right." And then she pulls out a cigarette, and he's like, "You smoke too?" He's like, "Oh, you sound like my mom." He's like, "Okay, all right. I
Oh,
don't think I could do this.
no.
I don't think I could do this." And he like he like psychs himself out of like sexually assaulting his mom, and so
Thank good.
then she sexually assaults him instead,
Oh,
or at
boy.
least attempts to, right? And he's like, "Mom, no, 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 stop this!" And then the bully shows up, and yeah, I don't know. It was just so like I was like, "Oh gosh, this could go really wrong, really, really fast." That it was so it's like that was the plan that they came up with. He was, "All right,
Mhm.
I'm gonna assault her. You're gonna rescue her. You gotta stop me before it goes too far because I'm not comfortable with this." Like, I can't believe that was the plan that they came up with to make this happen.
Oh, boy. That's
But it was oh my god, dude, that movie was a killer soundtrack, great actors. Yeah, it's crazy because they shot 3 movies and they used the same like 6 actors the entire time.
Mhm.
Because it was like they basically just slapped a wig on him and then put him forward in time and like gave him some makeup or took him back in time and put him in a different costume.
Yeah.
Like, oh dude, I can't believe they got away with that entire
Listen,
franchise is just brilliant.
the '80s were a different brilliant time.
Yeah. And what was freaking me out the most about that is the fact that I don't know if you could tell, but I kind of high IQ. I like to watch Rick and Morty. At least I
Oh,
have
boy.
seen all of them. I don't think I've seen the new season stuff yet. Which whatever's the latest stuff that came out, I just haven't had the time to watch it yet. But big fan, right? And I knew that like loosely they were kind of based on the characters of Doc and Marty. I mean Rick and
Mhm.
Morty, right? Doc and Marty, they're kind of really similar. And when I started watching that first movie, I was like, This is eerie. It was eerie because I was so familiar with the Rick and Morty canon, and I
Hmm.
wasn't with Back to the Future. And so all of my like these characters are literally just different variants of Morty and Rick.
Hmm.
It's like if Rick was brilliant but didn't have focus, he would be Doc.
Yeah.
Instead, he has that like killer focus god complex, and Doc is like he's just having a great time. Every time he was doing something, the noises that he made, his reactions to stuff. Christopher Lloyd is a brilliant actor. He,
Hmm.
he absolutely ran away with it. I was in shock every time he was like he sent Marty back, right? And then Marty shows back up and he's like lost in his own brain trying to like do mental calculations of okay, now that we've successfully saved Marty, now what happens? And then when Marty shows like the timeline of him being sent into the future, going back to the past, and then going back to the future, but is still in the past.
Hmm.
And he just shows up and like the noise that he makes right when he sees Marty and then he faints. Yeah, it's just oh god, dude. I had such a I couldn't believe I hadn't seen that franchise.
I'm honestly surprised you had it until then
Yeah,
too.
I think I'd seen the first movie and not really like understood. Maybe I saw it too long ago,
Hmm.
but oh, dude, it's so clean. The movie is like fast. It's just a good movie. You should watch if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the
Take your time.
Back to the Future trilogy. Kind of a lot of T's and R's and L's in there.
Back to the Future
Back to the
trilogy.
Future trilogy. Yeah, I would highly recommend watching it. It's also Alan Silvestri. He's one of the guys that did the score for it, and he most
Hmm.
recently, at least that how I knew him was that he did a lot of the like the Avengers theme, Marvel's Avengers. He did
Oh,
some
okay.
work for them, especially I think on Endgame. I think was maybe the one he did. He's also done a ton of stuff, and
Mm,
I believe Steven Spielberg was the one that was producing it. I don't know, man.
okay.
They was just it's so connected. All these people, the whole industry. It's like every time I see someone's name on there that I'm starting to recognize these people's name. I mean, Steven Spielberg is not exactly difficult to recognize. So like I saw Alan Silvestri and I went, I know that name. How do I know that name? Found out that he had worked on like other movies that I was like, this score is awesome. And then he
Oh,
obliterated. He blew that score out of the water for that one. Yeah, sorry. I really enjoyed that movie. I kind of went off on that for a long time.
can you tell he went to school for film?
This is why I like to write down whenever I watch a movie, right? I try and write down my thoughts on it immediately afterwards. Or, sometimes I'll give myself a day and I'll be like, all right, well, that movie wasn't like super life changing,
Hmm.
but what did I get out of it? And then sometimes I can't figure out what I did get out of it. And it takes me like a day until I decide to go back and go like, okay, what do I remember about this movie? Like what really
Yeah.
stood out to my brain that I didn't immediately in the moment pick up on. But when I access that memory for the first time, we were kind of talking about this with the writing, like journaling is a
Hmm.
way of expanding your brain. When I journal movies, it's expanding my brain, but in specifically into movies, like growing that side of myself. Yeah, yeah, man, what on earth is going on?
I don't know. You were just going off, and I was just letting you do
I
it.
can't. You didn't stop me once.
Well, of course not.
Why
I
would you
talk.
do this?
We had listen. The listeners listen to things.
Also,
Okay.
okay, that may have been why that connected in my brain because we were talking about high school, right? How high school is different over the years. That movie's
Hmm.
set in 1982, right? Then they go back to the 50s to high
Hmm.
school in the 50s. And I had no idea how accurate that was, but it looked good. And if
Hmm.
they shot it in the 80s, like, okay, if you think about this, right? In 2020, if we were to make a movie set 30 years ago, that would be 1990.
Okay.
It's like people that were living in the 2000s were really nostalgic for the 80s, right? people
Yeah,
that are
no, I
living
can see what you're
now in
saying.
2020 are kind of getting nostalgic for like the aughts, as they're called, '01 through '09.
That's what that means. Okay.
So like, yeah, if we could pretty accurately describe, say like right now, we could pretty accurately describe what was happening in high school in the aughts or in the tens, right?
Mm,
That, to be fair, that was like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But if you're going like 80 to 55, I think was when they jumped back to, that's only about 25 years. So the people that were working on that movie grew up during the 50s.
yeah.
And so they were pretty able to accurately represent that. So to me, in the past like 2 weeks, I have seen a high school movie set in the 50s. I've seen a high school movie set in the 80s, really two of them. And then they also jumped ahead to like, I think 2015. And
Yeah, because that was because that's when everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have flying cars and jetpacks
yeah,
and stuff."
yeah, they
Because of that
really
movie.
misjudged the speed at which we went on that one, but
Yeah.
still hilarious. They basically went super they went like to like the not 1970s, 2077, like cyberpunk almost.
Hmm.
And like I guess when 2077 rolls around, we'll get to see if like cyberpunk 2077 was accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I need to go back now and watch a high school movie from the 60s. What happened in the 60s? Nothing happened in the 60s. That was the Cold War.
Yeah. Cold War, and then what? '60s, was that also Great Depression or was that '50s?
That was the 50s, I think. No, the Great Depression was like the 30s. What are you talking about? Wait.
Oh wait, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Great Depression was like the entirety of the '30s. My bad.
Yeah, 30s,
Because
and then
then after
40s
the
was
Great
World War
Depression
II.
was World War
Yep,
II,
and then the
and then the
50s.
Cold War.
Yep, and that was kind of the Cold War through the 70s, I guess.
Cold War. Cold War was 47 to 89.
80. Wow, really that long?
Fuck.
I thought we were out of it by the 80s.
Maybe we were, but there's a lot of people that were involved, so
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't
people just
over for
started doing
everybody.
drugs in the 70s, and then the 80s rolled around, and then it was the 90s, and then counterculture started, and now we've spiraled into what do you call it?
Oblivion.
Yeah, brain rot YouTube videos that go on for an hour and play
Yeah.
TikTok noises. Damn you,
I feel like
TikTok.
I feel like you're calling some people out right now, and
I
I
I
feel
just I just
attacked.
correctly identified the past 100 years of human evolution, at least in terms of pop culture. So I feel pretty accomplished. I'd like to see
Mhm.
you do the same, audience. And speaking of which,
Oh
I think it
shit.
is. We are at an hour, and we'll call it here. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I did not bore you with my love of the '80s and
A
watching.
film?
Yeah, love of film. My love of film. My
Kind of booty
my
ass.
distinct lack of able to cut myself off and focus on something.
If you want me to start doing that, I will.
You yeah,
Why are you
yeah.
what's
You just gotta yell at me. This is a two-man operation. You can't just let me steamroll you.
Gotcha.
John
Okay,
talks
I'll
to
remember
Lamb,
that
and
next
Lamb
time.
talks to John. Tune in next time for when Isaiah talks to me and I talk to him.
Yeah. Equality.
Nice, good.
Women's rights.
Women's rights and lefts.
Yeah.